For centuries, Iran has been a land where power rarely changed without struggle. Empires rose, kings fell, revolutions ignited, and the soil of Persia often witnessed the price of power, blood, and sacrifice. Some rulers modernized the nation, some ruled with iron fists, and some were overthrown by the very people they once controlled. History in Iran has never been calm. It has always been intense, emotional, and revolutionary. But time never stops. Generations passed, empires faded, and the world entered the modern age. Then came the mid-20th century, a turning point that would reshape Iran forever. It was the year 1955. Iran was changing rapidly. Western influence was rising, culture was modernizing, and political tensions were silently building beneath the surface. But destiny was preparing a different story. In the holy city of Mashhad, a young boy sat in a dim room, in one hand a cigarette, in the other a pen. Smoke in the air, poetry on the page, and rebellion in the heart. That boy was Ali Khamenei. Outside crowds were marching against the Shah. The boy looked through the window, paused, and stepped out to join the protest. The poem remained unfinished, but history had just begun writing a much bigger one. For decades, Iran was ruled by Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, a king deeply supported by the United States. In fact, before the revolution, Iran was considered one of America's strongest allies in the Middle East. The Shah modernized Iran with Western-style reforms, economic development, and strong military ties with Washington. Billions of dollars in military and economic support flowed into Iran, making it a key pillar of U.S. strategy in the region. But modernization came with a cost. Religious identity weakened, political repression increased, and many Iranians began to see their own king as a puppet of foreign powers. Protests grew louder, anger turned into resistance, resistance turned into revolution. By 1979, the impossible happened. The monarchy collapsed. The Islamic Revolution overthrew the Shah and replaced the imperial system with an Islamic republic led by Ayatollah Khamenei. And standing behind that revolution was the same boy from Mashhad, Ali Khamenei. Khamenei was imprisoned, tortured, and even survived an assassination attempt. But revolutions don't break such people. They shape them. After the revolution, Iran's entire political system changed. The new leadership centralized power, rebuilt state institutions, and created a system where the supreme leader held ultimate authority above presidents and governments. When Khamenei died in 1989, history took another dramatic turn. Ali Khamenei, once a teenage poet and protester, became the supreme leader of Iran. The early years were brutal. Iran faced the devastating Iran-Iraq War, international isolation, and economic collapse. Much of the economy came under state control, and reconstruction became a national priority. Step by step, Iran rebuilt its industries, infrastructure, education, and defense capabilities. Sanctions and wars tried to weaken the country, yet its leadership focused on self-reliance, regional alliances, and strategic military power. Iran slowly transformed from a monarchy-backed Western ally into a revolutionary state challenging global powers. Here lies the most shocking irony. The same America that once protected Iran's king became Iran's greatest enemy after the revolution. Before 1979, Iran and the United States were strategic partners. After 1979, they became bitter rivals. Why? Because the revolution was not just political, it was ideological. The new Iranian leadership rejected Western dominance, expelled American influence, and even supported movements opposing U.S. policies in the region. From that moment, decades of hostility began.
Sanctions followed. Proxy conflicts emerged, and the two nations entered a cold confrontation that still shapes global politics today. Yet Iran's story is not only political, it is deeply spiritual. In the same land lies Mashhad, home to Imam Ali al-Rida, Imam Reza, the grandson of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. His life, too, was marked by trials, oppression, and sacrifice, a reminder that struggle and faith have always defined this land. Perhaps that is why Iran's history feels like a repeating cycle. Kings rise, revolutions erupt, leaders emerge, enemies change, but the spirit of resistance remains constant. From ancient Persia to modern geopolitics, from monarchy to revolution, from American ally to ideological rival, Iran's journey is not just history. It is a suspenseful saga of power, faith, revolution, and destiny, still unfolding before the world.